Hello, welcome to GOT, Good Old Tech. Today we're going to talk about the Watch Ultra, the Samsung Watch Ultra. I'm going to give you my review on this thing, at least my first review, and I'm going to compare it to the Watch 6 Classic. Let's go. Now let's just start off talking about the build and design. So if you look at the two watches, you can see here, they both are very similar and in size, design, and overall function. You've got the same size screen. They both have a 1.5 inch screen, and they both have a 480 by 480 resolution. So the screen size, the looks, everything is the exact same there. The newer watch does look deceivingly a little larger. I don't know if it relays that way on camera. I think it does a little bit. It looks like it's a little larger, but that's because the bezel's raised a bit, where this one is sunk in a little. But so this one appears a little bigger, but it's not. The overall watch is a little larger. You have a 47.4 by 47.4, where this one is actually 46.5 by 46.5. So they're both kind of squared off or rounded off in dimensions. But this one, being the Ultra, is a little bit larger, and there's reasons why that is, and we'll talk about that as well. There's also a difference in thickness. You can see that right here. The Ultra is actually quite a bit thicker. Let's see if we can separate these a little bit so you can see it a little better. You can see the Ultra is a little bit thicker. It's hard to notice on screen, and the difference really is kind of minute, where the Classic is 10.9 millimeters and the Ultra is 12.1 millimeters thick. So how does that relate to wearing the watch? How does it feel? You know what? I really don't feel the difference between wearing them. They feel about the same on the wrist. The main difference that I am feeling is the lightness of this watch. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's the band. In my previous video, I talked about this one is a lot lighter than the Classic. Well, it's all based on the band. On the Classic here, I do have a metal band, so it is a little heavier with that. And in talking about weight, this one is actually 59 grams, where this one is just over 60 grams. So you're talking 1 gram difference, barely a difference. And this is a much larger watch. So why is it that this one's a lot heavier? Well, it's because of the titanium. It is made out of titanium. I don't know what the percentage is or how much titanium it is, but that makes it a little bit lighter, which is needed since this one actually has a larger battery. So let's talk about battery. On the Classic, you have a 425 milliamp hour battery, and I found it to last me a good 2 days, sometimes just a day and a half, depending on how much use I get out of it during the day. But it does seem to last quite a bit. And now using this watch for 4 days now, I found that the Ultra will actually last me over 2 days. Right now, I have it on my third day and taking a look at this. And on the third day, you can see right here, I am at 14% at 235 or 236. So on the third day, so I'm going just a bit over 3 days on my regular use. So that's quite a bit difference. Now, why is that? Well, it is a larger battery. I say already, it's a 590 milliamp hour battery versus the 425. And the processor is set up to use a bit less battery. And there are more features on this Ultra to help conserve battery life. And as you know, on standby, they say that the Watch Ultra can go up to 100 hours in standby mode. That's quite a bit. I don't know if I'd ever be in a position where I need the standby mode, but there you have it. Now let's talk about the features on these watches. They both have pretty much the same standard features and options. They both use all the apps together. However, there's a feature that's on the 6 Classic that you're not getting on the newer watch, and that's the rotating bezel. So let's take a look at that real quick here. So you've got the rotating bezel on the Classic. Just by spinning this outer bezel, you can go through all the different pages. And it makes it nice when doing things like you go look at your apps. You can actually spin the bezel here and it'll go down through the menu as well. It helps in navigating menus and also different apps and features. Now, what about the Watch Ultra? No, the Watch Ultra, the bezel does not spin. However, you could turn on the bezel touch, which does the same thing. So by touching the bezel, it spins. I don't feel a whole lot of difference. As a matter of fact, on this one, it takes 2 fingers to actually spin it. On this one, you could do it with 1 finger. So that's a little simpler. When you spin this bezel around, you can't hear it, but you can turn on vibration. So as I spin it, I can feel it clicking. Where on this, I just feel it clicking as I spin it manually. But for me, you get the same sensation, so I'm not really worried about that bezel spinning. That's not an issue for me. There's another feature that's on the 6 Classic that you don't get on the new Ultra, and that is the wireless charging with your phone. On your phone, turn on battery share. You simply go into settings on the phone and go down to battery, and there is wireless power share right there. You can do it there. So you turn battery sharing on, and it shows you here how you would just put the device on the back. So we'll just take this Watch 6 and put it right on the back and get it just right. You can see there it is charging the 6. There you go. Now, what happens when I take this one and put it on there? When you take the Ultra, set it on the battery share, what does it do? See there, it tells you this charger isn't compatible with your watch. For a lot of people, that's going to be a deal breaker simply because who wants to carry 2 chargers around with you when you go on vacation? If you want, you can plug in your phone, charge it while you charge your watch. That's pretty convenient. Then you don't have to carry a charger. I can't argue that. What you can actually do now is you can take your charger, plug it into your phone directly, put this under the watch, and now the watch is charging, plugged into my phone. So it'll do that. Take it 3 hours to fully charge. How much will it drain your phone in 3 hours? Not really sure. But at least it'll do that. So you take your charging cable with you when you travel. Will it work on the older watch? Let's see. Well, it works the same on the Classic, so who are they fooling? For me, it actually works out because I have the OnePlus Open, and as you can see, the watch will charge with the OnePlus Open. However, on the Z Fold 6 or 5, you can actually put your device on a wireless charger while you plug in your watch and do it that way, or you can plug in your phone and then wirelessly charge your watch on the back. You have a lot more charging options with the 6. Why did they not put it in the Watch Ultra? I think simply because they needed to save space to make this lighter and prevent it from getting too big. But then again, I'm just guessing there. Now, the Ultra also has some other features such as body composition features where you can actually put your watch on and it'll give you a body composition count, tell you what your muscle mass is, your weight and all that stuff. All you simply do is you take the watch and you go into the health app, you scroll on down to, there you go, body composition. And if you want it to measure it, you scroll down and you say measure, and then confirm your body weight. Hopefully I blurred that out. And then you touch with your fingers down here when you're ready to do it. And let's see, does it do it just by touching? Yeah. So you touch with your fingers there on the side, and it'll give you your body count and give you all your different readings as it gives you that image like it's scanning your body. That's, pretty clever imagery. So there you have it. Now, other than that, maybe a couple other special features that I have not used. Both watches will do the same things. Now, they're saying, of course, that the Ultra is much more rugged and set for outdoor activity. But with this watch, to be honest, I use it outdoors all the time, play disc golf. I don't even have so much as a single scratch on the screen. And I've had this, for a year or more. So for me, this watch has been very durable. Some of the other ratings, like the IP rating, they're both IP68. Just this watch can go down to 50 meters. This one could go to 100. This one has a 5 ATM reading. Now, this ATM reading is atmospheric reading. Tells you how it will hold up under pressure, whether you're underwater or in a high altitude. The larger the ATM number, the more it will hold up under pressure. So this one is a 5 and this one is a 10. So that's why I say, and this one will hold up under 10 meters of water versus 50. It's basically based on that ATM. Now, one of the largest differences between the two is the price. Right now, you can get the Watch 6 Classic on Amazon for up $245, and that's new. That's not even refurbished or renewed. It's just $245 on Amazon. I'll put a link down below if it's something you're interested in. Now, as far as the Ultra, its pricing is $649 from Samsung. Now, there is an advantage to getting this watch from Samsung if you have a previous version of watch, whether it's Samsung or Apple. As you can see here on the Samsung watches, you can get up to $350, which is what I'm getting on this one. I'm getting a $350 trade-in value, which is really good, especially when you can buy this now for $245. And I believe when I got it, I paid $349, so I'm getting 100% of my money back. And with other discounts that I got from being a repeat customer, I got the Ultra at $279. Now, if you're an Apple user and you want to get an Ultra watch and you can't afford the Apple's Ultra watch, you can also do that, and you can trade in an Apple Watch. They're giving pretty good deals on Apple Watch trade-in, I think up to $300, as you can see here. Now, I don't know how long these trade-in values are going to last, so if you're thinking about getting the Ultra watch and you got something to trade in, you probably want to do it soon while they're giving you a good trade-in value. Now, as far as how do I like the watch, I really do like it. I think it's a great watch. I like the fact that it's lasting longer. The screen is a little bit brighter than the older screen. The fact that it has this programmable button on the side, you can get it to do whatever you want. That's a nice feature. And I can tell you it's much improved on response. It's quite a bit faster than the Classic. And I believe it's because of the new chipset and maybe even the new OS. I did change the text speech to Google. And also another thing about this watch is you can add the Google Assistant to it. And I went back to the 6 Classic. You can actually add Google Assistant to the 6 Classic as well. Get rid of Bixby. It's quicker on the text-to-speech and much more accurate, in my opinion. Now, of course, if you like to type everything out, swiping works really well. So I like the watch. I think it's a keeper for me. But if you're getting a watch for the first time, the 6 Classic, if I assign a number to it, I'd say it's about 80% right there with the Ultra. You can get all the features pretty much on it. A little bit smaller profile overall, and a great watch, and more than half the price at $245. So do I recommend upgrading to the Ultra? Yes, I do. As always, if you have any questions about the watch or even the Watch Classic, please leave those down in the comments below and I'd be happy to answer those for you. And of course, while you're down there, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so you don't miss out on any great content moving forward. I'll be making some more on the watch in days to come, as well as the upcoming new Pixel phones, so you don't want to miss those. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like button, give me some love. It really does help out the channel. If you've never tried a smartwatch before, you've got to try it. Until next time, have a wonderful day and God bless.